Okay, so this is going to be a video which is slightly different from the usual type of content that I do. Kind of. And I'm not going to be paying too much attention to the editing and the overall appearance and um, overall structure of the video. Because, like I said, this is kind of unscripted and I just had to get out my thoughts while they were still fresh in my head. So, first of all, Attack on Titan Season 2 is just one of the most anticipated and hyped anime series that I have ever seen or bear witness to. I say anime series, it's more or less anime sequel, if anything. Um, when the anime came out in 2013, it just blew up with popularity, and after 4 years, season 2 is finally coming out, and the amount of hype that has been around since season 1 ended in September 2013 has been absolutely ridiculous. And since then, like I said, lots of hype, and now we are finally getting season 2. I say a lot. I say that because I'm not into too many fandoms other than Attack on Titan. But there's Blue Exorcist, there's Code Geass, which took from what I've heard took years to make another season 2, and I just wanted to talk about something which I feel like a lot of people are going to be concerned about. Okay, so season 1 of Attack on Titan was what we like to call two cores or cores or whatever, two halves or two arcs, two whatever. In season 1, the first half, like when you say the first half of season 1, people usually just think of before Eren seals the hole. And the second half is the expedition outside the walls, and the whole chaos with the female Titan. Um, so with season 2, one would expect that after 4 years of waiting and so much hype and anticipation, we would get another 25 episode season. When season 1 ended, the Uprising arc just started taking. No, when season 1 ended, the Clash of the Titans arc, aka chapter 33 to chapter 50, had just ended at that month. I think it was like a month later, in October. But what happens is, when season 1 ended, we didn't have enough material to make season 2 immediately after that, like source material from the manga. So, chapter 70, which ended the Uprising arc, the arc after the Clash of the Titans arc, came out in June 2015. And that's basically, like 2 years after season 1 ends. And you expect to get season 2 like 2016? Nope, here's this. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I just felt that getting out of my system. So, after all this hype and anticipation, a viewer would expect to get season 2 with 25 episodes, maybe even longer, because the Uprising arc is 20 chapters and not 16 like the Clash of the Titans arc, or the Female Titan arc. And this has been our belief for the longest time. Okay, well, we didn't get in 2016, we're gonna get in 2017. That's pretty much a safe point. Like, you got 2 arcs of source material, and the Return to Shiganshina arc just ended, and now the thing that's starting is supposedly the final arc. Okay, so, that's pretty much the predictions you would make, and you would pretty much be set in stone that you are going to be getting a satisfying season of 30 or maybe slightly less episodes. Who knows, maybe a little bit more. Whatever path which studio takes with compression and all that. So, before I get to the obvious point, which all of you are probably here for, the Clash of the Titans arc is without a doubt one of the most important arcs in the series. But apart from the climatic ending, it really doesn't describe much or give any background to a lot of things which fans want to know. even if they're just anime only or manga only viewers. That really just doesn't matter in this scenario. And the Uprising arc, which follows up after Clash of the Titans arc, explains a lot of things which we basically had a lot of holes in about. And you can wait. You don't have to explain everything at the same time. But the Clash of the Titans arc just has to be followed up by the Uprising arc in order to have a satisfying answer to whatever you didn't know. They just kind of stick together, like it's weird separating them, especially if the things that happen in the Clash of the Titans arc are take a different theme from the things that happen in the female arc or the female Titan arc. So separating so ending season 1 at the Wall Titan scene was a good decision. That was a good ending point. But let's talk about the main point now. If season 2 is one arc only, or one cour, aka only the Clash of the Titans arc, it would end at chapter 50. Putting aside all of the thoughts like,
oh my god, no, I waited 4 years for 12 episodes, where's the Uprising arc? I need more episodes, I'm not satisfied.
If you put that aside for a second and think about the overall structure of the story and basically just think logically and realistically, there's no point whatsoever in ending season 2 at chapter 50 if you're not going to follow it up with the Uprising arc to explain everything, all of the questions, and to add a nice follow-up. Now, ending season 2 at the Uprising arc, that's a whole different story. Manga spoilers, I put a warning in the beginning, but whatever. Historia's coronation and Zeke's review in 69 and 70. That's a really good way to end the season and to set up everything for the next arc. But ending it at chapter 50, not a good idea. So why is that? Why am I talking about all of this right now? Why? Is this confirmed? Is it not confirmed? Why am I freaking out before the season is even out? Well, not everyone who is subscribed to me on YouTube knows this, but I am actually pretty engulfed in the Tumblr part of the fandom, and usually I am pretty well informed with any news, interviews, or an official confirmation that comes out or has come out before season 2. So, recently there's been interviews with Kaji Yuki, there's been with Isayama, with Sawano, with Araki, and you watch those, you get a bit of information, but we've been really worried, or at least I've seen people really being concerned about season 2 being only one arc, aka only going up to chapter 50. So the first thing which kind of hinted at this and got a lot of people worried was an interview with Kaji Yuki, who basically said that, I think it was a few weeks ago, he said that they were currently recording lines for episode 4, or were just done with episode 4, so they're going to be making episodes as the anime is airing. That's pretty much the case with every single anime. But the thing is, another member of the staff, I'm sorry if I'm spacing out, by the way, I'm probably not gonna edit this because, like I said, I'm trying to get out my point across as good as I can, but a member of the staff, I think it was Koizuka, I'm not sure, he said that they are basically halfway done with recording voices. After Kaji Yuki said they just finished episode 4. About halfway. So, you're not gonna have 8 episodes, but 12, 12 episodes, yeah, 12 episodes, that's a good number to wrap up the Clash of the Titans arc, if it's just that arc, I mean. And this got a lot of people, including me, really concerned and disappointed with Wit Studio, because looking at it realistically, you have so much fans, so much people looking forward to season 2 after season 1 was so well received, and you're just gonna give 12 episodes even though there's more than enough source material to make season 2 longer than season 1, the Uprising arc, which I just talked about. And none of this information was really set in stone. Like, you could look at it from different ways. I've seen a lot of different arguments about, oh, well, it's obviously gonna be true core. Like, come on, like, which studio will get so much hate for this? And like the other part's like, well, yeah, but like, you guys are asking for too much. Like, it should be one core. And yeah, lots of mixed opinions that I've seen. Personally, I obviously want to have more material. And like I said, from the story perspective, ending season 2 at chapter 50 is just not a good thing. It's not going to be received well by manga readers who don't know what happens after that, and you don't get that much answers in the Clash of the Titans. You only get setup and climax, nothing else. And apart from the obvious scenes like chapter 50, Mikasa, and the Reiner and Bertolt review, but. So overall, there's two sides to the coin to this, but about half an hour ago, and this is the thing which made me make this video, I read this recent interview, which basically I am hoping from with all my heart that there's a translation mistake in this, whatever. So Yui Ishikawa, for those of you who don't know, she's the seiyuu or voice actress for Mikasa. They had an interview about their characters, and I'm just gonna read it off. She basically says that Mikasa's highlight will be at the second half of season 2. This is an official interview, by the way, from the voice actor who you would think already kinda knows what's gonna happen in the story since they're reading off lines of their characters. Like, yeah, like just putting that out there. So, Mikasa's highlight will be at the second half of season 2. Okay. So if you take this literally, second half means towards the end, or second half after the half, obviously. And if season 2 is in fact composed of both a Clash arc and the Uprising arc, then manga readers would know that Mikasa didn't get that much action in the Uprising arc, let alone something that can compare to chapter 50, which is obviously the highlight of the Clash of the Titans arc at the end. Like, Mikasa's side will be at the second half of season 2. So, if it's one arc, only the Clash arc, then that basically means that the chapter 50 scene with Mikasa and Eren will be the highlight, and it's at the second half of season 2, meaning it's going to end with chapter 50. And this is from an official interview with a voice actor or seiyuu, whatever. So, the only thing you can do at this point is just hope that either she made a mistake, she doesn't know that they're doing 2 arcs, but whatever. But the information or the hints you can take about one arc are more and kind of towering over the amount of hints about 2 arcs. And the only real argument you can make about 2 arcs is what I already said. Which studio disappointing their fans? And I'm not talking about how good the Clash arc is going to be. The Clash arc is going to be amazing. But the Clash arc on its own is an incomplete story. And you can say like, okay, well, let's just have the Clash arc this year. We're going to have the Uprising arc next year. But after 4 years of waiting, I think I would just rather get it right now. And get season 3 when the manga is done. Because that's most likely what's going to happen. So, yeah, a lot of things to think about, but personally, I'm just acting kind of ignorant, and I'm in denial about this whole thing about season 2 being only one arc after all this waiting, and we're looking at the story frame and all of that, but yeah, I really don't know what else to say about this, because you have this information, you have this information, and you just don't know what to believe. Like, you want to believe it's going to be true arc because that's the best case scenario. But still, even with all, okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna end it off right here. Um, for the record, even if it's only the Clash of the Titans arc, I would still be really happy, but it would be incomplete. And I said this just now, I do not want to wait another year, even if it's just a year for the Uprising arc. And there's a Cabaneri, conveniently a Cabaneri project for 2018, and Wit Studios doing another anime at the end of this year, and I don't know. Overall, it comes down to, I mean, we're gonna find out eventually, but really, expecting to get 2 arcs and then just having this information thrown at us is just not something that I would personally be satisfied with, let alone the entire fandom and people who have been waiting for this for 4 years. I've been waiting for 3, but still. So, this has been my discussion about this really concerning topic. I'm sorry if you watch this further. I'm sorry for not keeping this as organized as I usually keep my other videos, but I just had to get my point across. And maybe I could have done better, but this is it. I will see you guys next time.